Hello, my name is Louise. I'm an adult and teen services librarian at Morley Library. Welcome to an introduction to paper bead making, an adventure in creative recycling. This video is for those who have never tried making paper beads and for those looking for a refresher. In addition, it provides a creative way to recycle paper goods, such as the sales flyers that arrive in the mail, paper gift bags, print catalogs, gift wrapping paper, and any other paper you may want to try out. Finally, I hope that you'll feel encouraged to try new things and have some fun. So let's get started. Most of the items on this materials list are suggestions. You can start with the ideas here, and when you're ready, you can experiment with other paper products, tools for rolling paper to make beads, creating your own bead templates, and more. You can find additional information about bead making in books at Morley and other CleveNet libraries or online. There are many sample templates for making beads available online, and this is one that I did based on some of the examples that I found. I used graph paper, a ruler, and a marker to lay out my bead patterns, and then I cut them out. These are the first beads that I made. I traced my patterns onto the back side of the paper I used, and from the top of this page to the bottom, the first bead is a tube, and I made it out of wrapping paper. Just beneath it, the second bead is a modified tube, and it is made out of a magazine cover. The third is an oval, and it's made out of a gift bag. And the bead at the bottom is a barrel, and it's also made out of a gift bag. I hope that you find the following paper bead making video demonstration helpful.
We're going to roll 2 beads. We're starting with a triangle. This will make a small oval. We're using a cotter pin. Under my thumb there is a loop. As you look down the length of that pin, it's split down the middle. When you insert your paper, do it towards the center of the cotter pin. It's a bigger opening there, and then slide it toward the end. It's tighter fit there. When you roll a triangle or anything with a narrowing end to it, you want to try to keep that narrow end centered in the middle of the width of the wider end as best you can. That'll come in time, so don't worry too much about that when you're a beginner. Also, don't roll too tight. If you roll it too tightly, you won't be able to pull it off of the cotter pin. As we put a little bit of glue on the end, this little oval bead is made out of wrapping paper. When you use wrapping paper, you want to use heavy wrapping paper. The thinner paper will pull apart when you try to roll it. Next, the rectangle is going to make a tube, and this paper is from our gift bag. And when you're rolling things with a straight edge like a tube, you want to kind of watch the sides and make sure they line up pretty straight on each side. Again, don't pull it too tight because you're going to want to be able to pull it off of the cotter pin without it starting to unravel. And we'll put a little glue on the end here too. And now that they're both ready, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to dip it in clear gloss Mod Podge. What we did with the Mod Podge here is mix 4 parts of Mod Podge with 1 part of water, and when you do that, you want to mix that water and Mod Podge up really well. You want to make sure it's well mixed. I put the beads on a string and tied knots, gave some space between each knot so the bead would move back and forth on the string. I wanted to make sure they didn't get stuck on the string and glue themselves to the string. You want to make sure that you get them coated really well in the Mod Podge. When you take the beads out of the Mod Podge, you're going to want to spin them around a little bit, not too much. You don't want to spatter glue all over the place, but kind of roll them back and forth between your fingers. And like that. Now the Mod Podge, when it dries, it'll be fairly durable, but it's kind of going to be a little susceptible to water. You're not going to want to get that really, really wet when those beads are dry. You'll be able to wipe them off with a damp cloth if you need to do so, but it's not something you want to dip in, say, your dishwater. So there, we're still trying to get a little bit of the excess off because you don't want any lumps anywhere. You want it to be a nice, even coating on those beads. We stretch them across the box for drying, and I used a bamboo skewer. It doesn't have to be a bamboo skewer, just to move them over a little bit. I just wanted to make sure they didn't stick, and I did not have a problem with that. It takes about an hour or an hour and a half to dry enough so that you can take them off the string. But to harden that outer coating, you're going to want to let them sit for about a week and a half. And they'll be glossy. We're going to roll 2.
And there we have it. 2 beautiful paper beads ready for use. If you would like one of 10 bead making Take It and Make It kits, please call Morley Library at 440-352-3383. Ask for the Adult and Teen Services Department to reserve one for pickup at the drive-up window. Thank you for watching.